Alright, so before we head into the bedroom, there's something I completely forgot that I do want to show everyone. Above the computer that I use here in the living room, I have now the Duke Nukem Forever official poster. And I completely forgot, probably because I was looking at everything down here at the computer. I didn't bother to look up and say, oh yeah, I also got that at the Kineticon convention that I went to. Okay? So moving on into the bedroom. First thing we have here, we're going to look at the artwork, I guess, first. We've got a custom artwork made by, she is on YouTube and she's known as Just Marcy, but she goes by Booby Painter. That's actually her nickname. This artwork is actually painted completely with her breasts, and it's custom artwork that she makes, and she does all kinds of different paintings and such. And I was actually thinking, this is so nice, it's so artistic looking, that if I do get an office next year, like I had talked about doing, that I may actually commission her to do a couple more paintings for the office. I thought that would be pretty cool. Down here, I've got what are called wall graphics, and what these are they kind of look like giant color forms, but of course most people have no idea what color forms are these days. I'm showing my age, but basically, they're like these plastic things that they stick to the wall. And so you could have Mario, all of a sudden a giant Mario right here on my wall just stuck there and it comes right off. It's not like it's sticky or anything and it leaves glue on your wall. And I got all these and then I realized, wait a minute, you know, maybe it's for my condo, it's a little bit better to have like art like this hanging. You know what I mean? I think it looks a little bit more classy to have that kind of stuff hanging rather than this all over the wall. And so I have these, and what I'm thinking again is if I get that office next year like I would like to do, I might use this to decorate the office. Like imagine going into the first room of an office building, like the waiting room, and on the wall you see a huge scene from Donkey Kong played out. And you're like, what the fuck? Isn't that crazy? And you go inside and the walls of the office have like Mario and stuff going crazy on them. That's what I'm actually looking to do. So anyway, moving on, we've got two shirts here. These shirts were actually donated by a website, focusattack.com. And these are Crazy Buffalo. This is the logo that is on Balrog the Boxer's stuff in Street Fighter 4. And yeah, those are pretty cool t-shirts that you'll probably see me wearing soon in a video. This is my cowboy hat. This is what it's kept in, this Stetson box. And below there you have a file cabinet with all kinds of my personal files and such inside. Up top, we've got some stuff that we've already looked at before, but it's worth another look if you haven't seen the previous condo tours. This is my ACE certification, and what this is at my previous employer, I was put through a rigorous training program, thousands of dollars worth of training, hours and hours, and it stands for Achieving Competitive Excellence, and what it is a continuous improvement program. So what I would do, for example, let's say we wanted to look at the process of I don't know, uploading a video to YouTube from start to finish. Whether it's from step one where the user actually cues their video to upload, all the way to the final step where it's on YouTube's end, where the video is converted, processed, and finally made live on YouTube's webpage, okay? I would take that process from start to finish. I would map it step by step. So it would be step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And what we would do is we would measure the time each step takes. We would figure out the factors involved in each step, and we would try to find the bottleneck. What is the step that's the most inefficient? What is the step that has the most problems in it? And once we find that, we would then work together with people from the business to figure out how to solve those problems, okay? And so they sent me off, like I said, they trained me to do this. I actually ended up leading high-level events for this. Ended up improving several things at my business. I ended up designing an entire new repair system for my business. And after all that, after spending thousands of dollars training me, after spending countless hours training me and having me do all these great events and getting pat on the back and being told I was doing such a good job, they laid me off. Yeah. What a great fucking business, huh? What a great world we live in. But anyway, let's not dwell. Let's move on. This is my diploma in business. Bachelor's of Business from Fairfield University in Fairfield, Connecticut. This is a calendar from Sideshow Collectibles, the company who I buy most of my models and statues from. And this is Cobra Commander for August, which is pretty sweet. This is a poster of Mario, the history of Mario from start to finish. And it's kind of weird because the first thing they have on there is Mario from 1985, Super Mario Brothers. Knock knock, hey Nintendo. Mario debuted in Donkey Kong, not in Super Mario Brothers. So this poster's kind of incorrect. But also this poster's old. It ends in 2009, and obviously he's moved on since then and done other things. So it's still a neat poster. Here we've got probably the most giant jumbled mess of shit ever. We've got a White Queen statue right here in front. Behind there we've got jumbo figurines of Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and then some mini figurines of them as well, and other characters from Super Mario. I got these for half price at thinkgeek.com during a sale, and I said these might be nice to decorate something with, like an office or whatever, later on. So I was kind of thinking ahead, and they were cheap as hell anyway. Over here we've got a plushie that Gamer Nicole actually made for me, and some fan art and some other stuff. All kinds of crazy shit is just like piled on here. Books, I've got all kinds of books and stuff. Buckyballs, which I've never used because the paint started coming off of them, but that's another story. So I had 2 out of the 3 original Lord of the Rings books from a very long time ago, and I couldn't find the first one, so I ended up buying the Lord of the Rings like Super Collector's Edition. I also got the Walking Dead Compendium, which has like the first 50 issues of that comic book in it. The Watchmen. I've got Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. I actually have the Zombie Combat Manual, which is very useful. I've actually used those skills many, many times in combat against zombies. And then we have the collection of George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones books. I think it's called like a Tale of Ice and Fire is really what it's called. And so far, here's what the story behind this is. I knew nothing about this fantasy series, okay? And then I believe it was on the way to UFGT this year, that gaming tournament that John and I went to in Chicago. I picked up a Game of Thrones at the bookstore at the airport, and I loved it. And so I read through half of it, and I said, you know what? I might as well just get them all. And I got them all. So now I have them all, and I have another copy of Game of Thrones in my bathroom where I do most of my reading, like most men do. Over here, at this computer, this is my backup computer in my bedroom. Various different things. We've got an air filter, we've got a humidifier, we've got a dark side fill clock up there. We've got my old laptop under here, but on top is the bust of Shadowcat. If you haven't seen it yet, hubba hubba. And speakers, pens, all kinds of various things, burnable CDs, CD collections, another cable box in here if I want to watch TV in here. My printer is in here. Not much else to really show here. My PC's down there, odds and ends, boxes and shit. Thank you, Mario, but your princess is in another castle. This is a reprint of the original poster from 1985 that came with Super Mario Brothers, I believe, and also it was a Nintendo Power poster. Over here, my nightstand with waters and my alarm clock and such. We've got a poster here from Metroid Other M that was from Nintendo Power, which I thought was a pretty neat poster, so I put it up. Over my bed, as silly as this is, I've got a giant Super Mario poster, which is all the characters from all Super Mario games, including Donkey Kong. So in this one they remember Donkey Kong, in this one they completely write him off, whatever. But I thought that was a really cool poster. My bed's nothing special, as you can see, and it's actually been so hot here that for the past 3 weeks I've not even slept in the bed. I've slept on top of the bed. Not even lying. I don't even sleep in the bed. I just sleep on top of it because it's so fucking hot. Here we have my old tube TV, which I do still use from time to time to play old school games. And this is my another dresser which I put clothes in, a spare pillow. This is this is the box of stuff that basically when I was laid off, they took out of my desk. And my dad brought it home one day because my dad actually still works at the company that laid me off. And I never unpacked it. I said, you know what, fuck this. What? I don't even want to look at that stuff, you know? It's like those 5 years of my life invested in that company just for them to throw me out like they did. And I think that it was just a particular group of people in there that didn't know what they were doing. And by the way, they don't work there anymore, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, you know, I just haven't. There's like a boom box. There's office supplies in there. I really haven't had a reason to unpack it. Again, maybe if I get an office next year, I'll take that stuff to the office with me or something like that. And here I have a mini fridge with earthbound magnets on the front. And inside there are various odds and ends and drinks like leftovers. It's kind of funny. This is like the misfit toys of drinks. You've got random beers. You've got wine coolers. You've got Gatorade G3, which I'll probably never drink. That was supposed to be for a DSP tries that I never did. We've got sangria left over. We've got things for like mixed drinks, mojitos and shit down there, and there's like a bottle of Diet Pepsi in there, just in case anyone comes over and they want Diet Pepsi. This is my giant mirror, which is actually a closet, and just to show you an idea of the mess that's inside of this closet. It's pretty packed with shit. You've got my NES, you've got boxes from all of the statues and models packed in there, you've got sleeping bags, luggage, hats, my jersey, my Dark Side filled jerseys from back in the day are hanging here. All kinds of clothing and such over there. There's my you can't see it because it's pitch black, but there's my projector right there that I mentioned earlier that I bought for too many games and never got to use it. A lot of shit packed in there. And the same thing over here. This side is primarily like clothes that I used to wear to my old job, you know, khaki pants or whatever, and polos and button-down shirts and all kinds of extra pillows and comforters and stuff. And this is, you know, sheets and everything. Nothing interesting at all, but, you know, you wonder, gee, where does he keep all this stuff? That's where. And last but not least, above this, above the closet, we've got the poster from Game Informer from their year-end top, I think it was like top 25 characters of the decade. From 2000 to 2010, they had these like multiple covers that they did at Game Informer. It was like 4 covers that fit together, or 2 or 3. I'm sorry, it was probably 3 covers that fit together. And they had this long poster that they made out of the artwork. The artwork's really high quality, and I got the poster and I hang it above here. It's the perfect place to put it. So, all right, that is it for my current condo tour. I really don't at this point foresee myself changing much anymore. Like, if I get more artwork, where's it really going to go? There's only a couple spots left that I've been looking, like a couple spots in the bedroom or whatever, but at this at this point it's pretty much all filled up. And so really, I think the next time that you'll be seeing something like this would be next year, when hopefully, if everything works out with what I'm doing on YouTube, what I'd like to do is get the hell out of here and get us, like I said, get an office where I can do a lot of my filming, where I can do my uploading, and not have to worry about my modem going down here, having a business class internet, having a place where I could do better filming, a studio where I have like a blank wall where maybe I could do a green screen and I could do effects and I could put more time into what I'm doing. I know for a fact that if I put more time into what I'm doing and I do more effects and such, then I'll get a wider viewing audience. The problem is right now, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, if I put all that time and effort into it, right now I'm doing really well just pumping out the quantity of content that I'm putting out. Not to say that the quality isn't up there, it's just that the video editing quality isn't there. That doesn't, the content of the videos is good, it's just not pretty. Okay? If I get my own place, my own studio, I can look to make it pretty, to do better things with it. When I do a Hateful Truth, film myself in front of a green screen and have a background of the game going on or something like that while I'm reviewing the game in front of it. That's the kind of ideas that I have. So we'll see what happens with that, and if that does happen, that's probably the next time you'll see one of these videos. I'll be touring the office and say, look, here's my office, here's how I set it up, here's how I decorated it, and you know, you'll get an inside look at that. But we have no idea what's going to happen in the near future. That's just, you know, forward thinking, and I sure as hell, I'm not sure that that's ever going to happen, but I'm just saying, you know, that's kind of the ideas that I have bouncing in my head. So anyway, that is it for this condo tour. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been very thorough. I think I've covered every square inch besides the bathroom, and I'm not showing you the bathroom because you don't need to see that. You don't need to see my stinky place. And alright, so that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys for gameplay soon.